The election of 1860 was the 19th presidential election in American history and took place on November 6th, 1860. The country had grown increasingly divided over the issue of slavery, and there had been many attempts to solve the issue, including the highly controversial Dred Scott v. Sanford case, where the Supreme Court ruled that African Americans could not be citizens of the United States, and the Compromise of 1850, which tried to appease both sides. James Buchanan was the 15th president of the United States during this election, and he was nominated in 1856, and he was extremely unpopular and is considered the worst American president by many historians. James Buchanan was not even considered for either of the Democratic Party's nominations. The Democratic Party had multiple national conventions as they were extremely divided this election. And the Southern Democratic Party threatened to secede from the Union if they did not win the election. And they nominated John C. Breckinridge as their presidential nominee. And the Northern Democrats nominated Stephen Douglas, the senator from Illinois, as their presidential nominee. The difference between the two is that the Southern Democrats they threatened to secede from the Union if they didn't win, and they needed slavery to exist in the South, while the Northern Democrats did support slavery, but they supported popular sovereignty in the new territories. So, the Republican Party nominated Abraham Lincoln as their presidential nominee, as he was very moderate on his issue of slavery and was extremely famous throughout the country because of his highly publicized debates with Stephen Douglas when they both ran for the Senate position in Illinois. And the Whig Party transformed itself into the Constitutional Union Party and nominated John Bell for the presidency. As their name suggests, they aim to preserve the Constitution and to preserve the Union. Lincoln did not want to ban slavery, but he did want to stop its expansion into the newly acquired Western territories from the Mexican-American War, and he believed that stopping the expansion of slavery would mean that the institution would die out eventually. And even though he said that he did not want to ban slavery in the South, many Southerners did not believe him, and he did not appear on the ballots of 10 Southern states on Election Day. Abraham Lincoln was won this election, and was nominated the 16th president of the United States, and is considered by almost all historians to be the greatest or second greatest president in American history. Shortly after Lincoln was nominated, 1 month after, the first state to secede from the Union, South Carolina, seceded from the Union. And some fun facts about this election: that this is the first election where the original 13 states didn't have the majority of the popular vote. And it's also the first election where Oregon and Mississippi got to vote. And this election had the highest voter turnout in American history, with 81% of the eligible population voting in this election. Highest voter turnout in American history at this point. So 81% of the eligible population voted, which, keep in mind, only meant white men, universal suffrage for all white men, but that did not include women or African Americans. And Lincoln won this election. It was probably the most consequential election in American history. And as you can imagine, this election was extremely sectional, with all of the original states to secede from the Union, the first 7 states to secede from the Union, voting for John C. Breckinridge and the North all voted for Abraham Lincoln, and he was nominated the 16th president of the United States.